Hello, welcome back. Dr. Anthony Biandello here, and today I want to talk about shopping made simple. I really want shopping to be as simple as possible, but also be enjoyable for you. So many times I've heard people say that shopping is almost like a daunting task, and they're confused when they get to the store, or they don't know what to do, or they're lost. And it shouldn't be like that. We want to make it as simple as possible and really be exciting for you to. And look forward to planning what your meals are going to be and make better decisions. So, how are we going to do that? The first thing is the most important thing, and that's never shop on an empty stomach. I've done this many times, and it's always backfired on me because what I end up doing is end up with a cart that's loaded up with chips and cookies and crackers and all the stuff that is good but not really good for me. So. Never shop on an empty stomach. Keep that in mind and just snack on something light, healthy beforehand. You're less likely to add things to your cart that you know aren't good for you. So that's the most important thing. Secondly is to you always want to create a list and create a budget as well. Despite your financial situation, it doesn't matter. Creating a list and a budget is important. Not only to make sure that you make or stick to the list and you're getting all the things that you want to get, and you're getting them because you know they're healthy for you, but it helps you to stick to that and be honest to your goals and your the things that you're trying to accomplish nutritionally. So make a list, try to stick to it, try not to go over it, with the exception of adding a few healthy things, but try not to go over it where you're adding unhealthy foods to that list. And then same thing, try to stick to that budget. It's kind of fun to do too. It's kind of a challenge to see if you can stay under a certain amount and get all the things that you know are healthy for you and all the things that you know that you want. Shopping healthy, it shouldn't be more expensive. That's probably one of the common misconceptions that people think is that eating healthy costs so much more. Now, granted, in some ways it does when you get into shopping and buying healthier meats, but is overall, as far as your fruits and vegetables and snacks, things like that, it shouldn't be a lot more costly than anything else. So. Those are just a few tips right off the bat that are going to help you stick to making better decisions. So let's get into what you're going to do when you're at the store. The number one thing you want to remember is to shop the perimeter. We've probably all heard that before, and that is the most important rule in terms of shopping. 80% of the foods that are healthy and that I would suggest for you are going to be on the perimeter. Your fruits, your vegetables, your proteins and poultries are usually in most stores on the outside. Now, I will say this, merchandisers are getting a little bit smarter, and they're starting to realize that we are spending most of their time on the outside of the store, and they're starting to put all the crackers and cookies and chips and breads and stuff out there too. And of course you have to walk right by them and smell them before you go see the vegetables, but avoid those things as much as possible. And for the most part, you're still going to see most of your healthy foods on the outside. So stay out there, spend most of your time out there. In fact, you should spend about 75% of your time at the grocery store on the perimeter. And don't be afraid to look around and try different things and experiment with different colors of fruits and vegetables. I tell people to shop the rainbow. And what I mean by that is try different colors. Each different color of a fruit or a vegetable means that it has a different vitamin or nutrient in it that the other color doesn't. For example, if we use peppers come in green and red and yellows and oranges, and each one of those colors offer a different vitamin or nutrient that the other color doesn't. Now, granted, those are trace minerals and nutrients, but those minerals and nutrients are essential for our body. We don't need a lot of them, but it's nice to incorporate them into our nutritional diet and make sure that we're just getting them periodically. So shop the rainbow and shop the perimeter. Next is to understand that you want to know your meals ahead of time. And that kind of coincides with planning ahead of time, but know your meals as well. What are you going to eat for lunch? What are you going to eat for dinner? Not just for that day or the next day, but I encourage people to know what they're going to eat for the next 2, 3, 4 days in advance. You don't really want to go past a week, so you always want to revisit the store at least once a week. But know what you're going to do. This is all part of the plan of setting yourself up for success and making sure that you're going to make sound nutritional decisions throughout the whole week. So plan your meals, know what you're gonna eat, know what you're gonna buy, and be prepared as much as you can. Next is to buy in bulk whenever you can. If you, whether it be frozen fruits and vegetables, or whether it be a sale on some really healthy lean meats or proteins, if you have the option to, buy in bulk. It's nice to always have that stash to fall back on should you be in a bind where you're in the middle of the week and you don't have anything less, and the last thing you want to do is run to the store and go grocery shopping. So buy in bulk if you can, especially on sales and deals. Next is to buy locally. And what I mean by that is when we get into the spring and the summer months, you start to see more farmers markets pop up on the corners of your local community. Not only is it important, in my opinion, to support the community and support the local businesses, it's also important to understand that when you are buying fruits and vegetables from local farmers, there tends to be a lot less, they tend to control their crops a lot better than the big industrial manufacturing farming companies where the big companies have hundreds and if not thousands and thousands of acres to kind of tend to, and they need to do a lot of things to keep all of the rodents out, and so they add more pesticides, herbicides, and things that are making our foods unhealthy, versus the smaller local farmer. He's able to monitor his field and his crop a little bit easier than the big ones, and they tend to use a lot less additives, preservatives, pesticides, and things like that. So support the local community, but also know that you're making more than likely a better decision by choosing foods from the local farmer versus the big guy. Next is to keep in mind that you want to avoid the snack aisles. So getting back to the store and making better decisions at the store, avoid those middle aisles that typically have the bag, the box, the packaged foods. That's where you're going to see the added preservatives, fortified foods, manufactured, artificial sweeteners, and things like that. They're going to increase the shelf life that are not healthy for us. The only snacks you really want to focus on are the ones that offer good proteins. I encourage people to always try an assortment of nuts, whether it's cashews, almonds, walnuts. Those are good healthy snacks to always kind of keep on you, so that you are never in a situation where you're going to make a bad snack decision. If you're in a meeting for work and you know you're running 2 hours behind, keep those snacks on you, maybe a package of nuts or seeds or something like that, so that you have that to kind of always fall back on instead of picking up a donut from the break room or whatever it may be. So that pretty much sums up the simple tips of shopping and how it could be not only exciting, but make it easy for you to make better decisions. We're going to go ahead and attach a cheat sheet to this video, so feel free to use that, print it off, take it to the store with you, use it as a reference, and use it to help yourself make better decisions and to really make shopping fun again. So hope this helps, and we will talk to you soon.